White knight marches to f3. Black pawn marches to d5. White pawn marches to e3. Black knight marches to f6. White pawn marches to c4. Black pawn marches to e6. White pawn marches to b3. Black pawn marches to c5. White bishop marches to b2. Black knight marches to c6. White pawn captures pawn at d5. Black knight captures pawn at d5. White knight marches to c3. Black knight retreats to f6. White pawn marches to a3. Black bishop marches to e7. White queen marches to c2. Black pawn marches to b6. White pawn marches to h4. Black bishop marches to b7. White knight marches to g5. Black rook moves sideways to c8. White knight marches to e4. Black pawn marches to h6. White knight retreats to f3. Black knight captures knight at e4. White queen captures knight at e4. Black bishop marches to f6. White queen retreats to c2. Black kingside castling. White knight marches to g5. Black bishop captures knight at g5. White pawn captures bishop at g5. Black queen captures pawn at g5. White bishop marches to d3. Black knight marches to e5. White bishop marches to e4. Black bishop captures bishop at e4. White queen captures bishop at e4. Black knight retreats to d7. White queenside castling. Black pawn marches to c4. White pawn marches to b4. Black knight marches to f6. White queen marches to b7. Black knight marches to d5. White pawn marches to e4. Black pawn marches to c3. White pawn captures knight at d5. Black pawn captures bishop at b2 and gives check. White king captures pawn at b2 and breaks check. Black queen moves sideways to e5 and gives check. White king escapes check at b1. Black queen marches to e4 and gives check. White pawn escapes check at d3. Black queen marches to e2. White rook moves sideways to c1. Black queen captures pawn at d3 and gives check. White king escapes check at b2. Black queen marches to d2 and gives check. White king escapes check at b1. Black rook marches to c3. White rook captures rook at c3. Black queen captures rook at c3. White pawn captures pawn at e6. Black queen moves sideways to b3 and gives check. White king escapes check at a1. Black queen captures pawn at a3 and gives check. White king escapes check at b1. Black queen captures pawn at b4 and gives check. White king escapes check at a1. Black queen marches to c3 and gives check. White king escapes check at b1. Black pawn captures pawn at e6. White queen retreats to e4. Black queen moves sideways to b3 and gives check. White king escapes check at a1. Black rook captures pawn at f2. White queen marches to a8 and gives check. Black king escapes check at f7. White queen retreats to b7 and gives check. Black king escapes check at f6. White resigns and black wins the game.